Welcome back in to Stay Tuned here. Joe Cirillo, Brayden, and Mike. We are back. We are excited. It's been a little bit while. If you can't already tell, myself coming off of sickness. Brayden also fresh off of sickness. Mike is perfectly okay.
Honestly, perfectly, but relatively okay.
He's relatively okay. He didn't get as sick as we did. So we've been on a little bit of a delay because of sicknesses being on different times and being busy, but we are back. So this week we are going to be discussing 2025 movies that we are expecting, also television shows as well that we are excited for, maybe ones that we're not as excited for, and then of course getting back to Connections where Brayden is going to be hosting this game this time as well. Who wants to get us started on their 2025 preview?
So I think I'll start by saying we were also going to talk about the Oscars, but not only are we all having beef with the Oscars right now, but
oh my gosh, yes.
Not only is there a lot of beef that will take us half of the episode if we go through, we just couldn't watch half of the movies that got nominated because they spent like a week in 10 theaters across the country, and then it was like, congratulations, literally. Figure it out, unlike previous years where they actually take time. So we just can't talk about them. We didn't see half of them, literally, or we don't want to.
Half of them released in like November or December.
Mm-hmm. Someone has a theater right by them that is going to be putting those movies back in theaters for like
I'm going to go see The Brutalist on Friday.
Exactly, yeah.
Regal Theaters does $5 showings of Oscar nominated for Best Picture. They do it every year.
Okay.
And so I got to see Zone of Interest that way last year because it didn't get a big release. I'm going to see Brutalist on Friday, hopefully, and then maybe like The Nickel Boys or I'm Still Here if it's a good showing time.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they're very inconvenient showings.
Trey, what theater do you even have near you? If you
the
what's the closest one?
Closest one is an AMC in Morgantown. I've only been there once, and that was to watch Venom: The Last Dance, which is a brutal way to start my experience at that AMC.
Wait, isn't Morgantown like 40 minutes away from you? At least?
It's like 30 to 40, depending on traffic.
I live
but
5
I am
minutes
going
from
down
mine.
there. I am going down there for Valentine's Day to watch Captain America.
Yeah. Okay. That's a great place for us to
I'm
start.
getting the popcorn bucket. So
who are you taking? Or are you just going
I am
Valentine's
taking
Day by yourself?
3 of my friends.
Good shout. Good shout. I think that's a great place for us to start for movies that are coming out in 2025. Let's start with the superhero genre, which is where we love. Captain America comes out about a week from recording this episode. I will be going to see it. Joey, you said you're going to go see it.
Yep.
Mikey's going to refuse to see it because he won't go alone, so we can count him out of anything that's not over the summer. I think it's going to be decent.
I have plans.
Okay.
I have
a plan.
I have plans.
I have a great plan. I have concepts of a plan.
I think it's going to be decent. I think it's going to be just enough to get them back in the hamster wheel turning.
I agree. I don't think it's going to be anything exceptional, but I think it's just going to be...
I don't have high expectations for it. I think it's going to set up what it needs to set up, and that's much.
I think it's just going to be a great... I like that they're leaning more into like the spy thriller kind of thing, because now Sam Wilson isn't really like... He wasn't a soldier. He was just like an agent kind of thing. So they are taking that into account. And like he's basically a super agent. That's it.
Yeah,
and I like that. I like that take.
I think he's going to take the serum towards the end of the third act because they just keep releasing clip after clip of him getting absolutely molly rocked by random people.
Right.
So I have a feeling that'll happen, but I think it's going to be just decent enough to do what it needs to do.
All right.
Is he not a PJ? A pararescue jumper?
He was in the Air Force with that suit, with the Falcon suit. But
I thought
he's
he was
been
just like an agent.
No, he was a soldier
he was
in the Air Force.
He was an airman. He was a pararescue jumper, so he was a special operator. You know?
But like he's just been kind of sidelined for the rest of the
probably like
series.
One of the coolest jobs you can do in the military. You know.
So following that, we have the Thunderbolts movie, which I'm excited. I think it'll be again as good as it needs to be. It's going to introduce something new. And
It's going to answer some storylines.
I think it's going to be funny, which is all I'm
Yeah.
looking for. And I think it's going to be good action. I think they're going to start pushing brutal action in like this movie
Yeah.
and maybe in Captain America a little bit, which is something that we've all been waiting to see.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited because all of the characters that are in it are all characters that were basically introduced to us in either late Phase 3 or in Phase 4, and we never got like a continuation of them. So I'm glad that they're finally doing that. I think my biggest gripe right now with Marvel is that there's no continuation of anything.
Mm-hmm.
There is like you either stop things like Spider-Man or you started things with like WandaVision and Loki. Loki was probably the only thing they started and finished.
Yes.
And that's because it was its own thing. Now there's like White Vision. He's somewhere. We don't know where. And there's a bunch of other stuff that's going on. So I'm glad that they're continuing on storylines that they've started so far.
I'm glad they're starting to. They finally trimmed down that one Comic-Con where they announced like 30 things, and they're like, okay,
Yeah.
let's be realistic here. Let's figure out
Yeah.
what we actually do want to make. So I think
Right.
it'll be, again, decent. I think for most of the characters that are going to be in it, I'm interested. Who is it? Louis Pullman that's going to be Hyperion. He's
Yeah.
funny. So I think it'll be fine.
I think it'll be fun.
I have my concerns about the film.
I don't think it's going to be great. Just think it's going to be decent. And then following that is going to be our summer spectacular that we're all looking forward to, Superman and Fantastic Four. So let's start with Superman.
I saw something today that it was super, or what was it? Super Jurassic is what they're called.
Yes.
They want to start calling the summer. Super Jurassic
Yes.
is the Jurassic World, Superman, and Fantastic Four, and I kind of
Right.
like it.
So-
It can't beat Barbenheimer, though, you know?
No, nothing will ever
Barbenheimer
beat.
will never beat
Nothing
Nothing
will
will
ever
ever
beat that. Superman.
That also went well because they debuted on the same day. These ones are like debuted over like the
I
course
thought
of a month.
Fantastic Four and Superman were the same day.
No, Superman's like a week earlier.
Oh, I'm okay with that because my
should
question
probably-
was going to be is Superman was shot on 70mm 4 IMAX cameras. We're going to
Yeah.
an IMAX theater to see Superman.
We
Yeah,
are.
100%.
We're going to the theater. We saw Dune in Mikey 1,000%.
Okay.
Is that news to you?
I guess, yeah, it is news to me. But I think we should probably talk about Fantastic Four first to fit with the whole Marvel theme first. You know,
Yeah,
tie up
it's probably going to be a
Marvel.
shorter conversation too. Fantastic
exactly.
Four. The trailer just dropped yesterday. I think it looks good because that's all they need to do was give us a little teaser, show us what people looked like, kind of just establish a couple things. I think it looks good. I'm excited for it.
I
doesn't look
definitely
as
think
bad
it
as I
looks
thought.
good. What were you saying,
but-
Mikey?
It doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to be, but go on.
I had
yeah.
my concerns, especially when they said it was going to be in the 60s and certain people were going to be certain things. So where do you stand, Joey, on the Things design? I personally like it.
I like it. I like that they now like his face is smaller. Like before it used to look like in all the other renditions that like he didn't have a neck. It looked like he
Right.
was just like a boulder on another boulder. Like I like that he has a neck and that they have that like unibrow. on
Right,
him. I'm
'cause
glad that they did that.
There's a big thing right now about everyone hates it, everyone likes it, blah blah blah, because they want to
I
see the
think
rubber
it's
suit from the original. The rubber suit from the original was terrible. We need
It's
to all
terrible.
admit that.
You're terrible.
Mikey said he didn't like it, but Mikey said he doesn't like any of them, so I said he was pretty valid on that. He just
I've just never really cared for the design of the Thing. I think he looks like
it's a
really
hard
weird
one to
version of
bring
Hulk.
into real life.
It is.
Well, even in like comics, I just always thought he kind of looked like a weird version of Hulk, and from there, it's just kind of always been like. Granted,
thought it was
don't know
valid.
when. I don't know when the Hulk debuted. I don't know when the Thing debuted. To be completely honest with
Yeah,
you,
I don't know either.
but to me, Hulk has always been more popular. Also, I've never really cared about the Fantastic Four. I've always kind of found them to be relatively lame. The only thing I've genuinely liked about the Fantastic Four has always been Doctor Doom. He's probably always been my favorite Marvel villain. Which I understand.
I like
Dr.
that
Doom, you
he's
kinda
not
need
going to
the
be in this
Fantastic Four.
movie.
Yeah,
You don't think he's
let's
gonna be
back
in
it
this?
from-
No, he's
I
not.
think he might like be very very end, like the end credit scene.
I
because
think he will either
have
be
to-
at the very
Well,
end
no,
of the
hold
movie or of end credit.
There is
We
no
might-
way that they put him in the movie.
Well, because they've already announced that RDJ is going to be playing Doctor Doom.
That's why. I don't know where you are, even though I'm pointing at you on my screen.
I don't really think that they can introduce Victor Von Doom.
I don't think Victor Von Doom is going to, the RDJ one is going to be that universe's Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
So there'd be no reason for them to introduce it because they already have Galactus as well.
Yeah. I have a theory to it. This is my theory onto why the RDJ Doom will be in this movie, and then how the story is going to go. I think that this, because it looks like it's a futuristic universe
60s.
that is in this, that their thing is in the 60s.
Because I think this is supposed to replace the moon landing. I think these are the Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong first steps into space astronauts.
I didn't know that.
I think that's what this is supposed to be.
I think it is a universe that its theme, like how there's other themes of like it's Lego or whatever. I think its theme is just 1960s. So like throughout its entirety of time, it has been like it's the 1960s.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean.
And then I think that this Fantastic Four, because it's said that these are the ones that are in the main timeline, that they were just like dropped into this timeline on accident, which will be explained either in this movie or later in other movies.
Yeah.
That then they realize that they're in the wrong one, and they're going to try and get back to their main timeline. And
we
then
do know that
Galactus is finding out about this place because of the Silver Surfer. And then there's a whole thing on some of the family wants to leave, and then some of the family wants to save the world that they know. That's how the movie will go. And then when they get to the main universe, then they'll interact with their Doctor Doom movie.
We do know that. Go ahead, Mikey.
Oh, go ahead, please. You first.
We do know that Reed is in some capacity researching wormwormles based off his chalkboard in the trailers. Also, Herbie looks very adorable in the trailer.
Herbie looks great. Herbie looks great.
So we're getting a Secret Wars movie, right? That one was never changed.
Correct. We're getting Secret Wars and Doomsday.
Okay, because it was Kang Dynasty that was changed to Doomsday.
Yeah.
So,
yes, correct.
I mean, the only thing that I can think of is whether it be a Doctor Doom of this universe or, say, perhaps Doctor Doom in his universe, this Doctor Doom, this RDJ one, perhaps maybe killed his Fantastic Four. They get brought into the 616 MCU universe, or whatever the MCU universe is designated.
Yeah.
They get brought into this universe because of this RDJ Doctor Doom, whether or not actually it is their universe.
Okay.
And that's they're being brought in for Secret Wars, similar to how Secret Wars comics really was.
I think that'll make sense because by the time we get to Secret Wars, I believe the Russos confirmed Battleworld is happening. So we need a broken timeline on screen somewhere so that way Doom can start creating Battleworld.
Right.
And then we can obviously go into that on Secret Wars.
Well, it's the God Emperor Doom Battleworld. Did they confirm the God Emperor Doom Battleworld? Because Battleworld is in both iterations of Secret Wars.
They're not doing God Emperor.
They're just going to. Yeah, I know they're not doing.
Then they confirmed Battleworld, but Battleworld, if I'm not mistaken, was in the first Secret Wars in the 80s or 90s, whenever that one was.
Yes,
and essentially what it
back in a
was,
different one.
Hey, we have villains on one thing, the heroes have to fight together, yada yada yada. Yeah. Battleworld from God Emperor Doom is Doom actually building like this ultimate universe.
I think they're doing both, where it's Doom fusing the broken realities to make Battleworld, but it's not going to be God Emperor, because that God Emperor had like Thanos was still alive in that world and all sorts of things. So they're not going to bring all those people back.
Well, Thanos could still show up because, again, timelines and stuff.
I don't think they're going to do a bunch of that. They're not going to like bring Josh Brolin back. So I think
maybe
they're
not Brolin exactly, but they'll just like have an image of him. I don't think they'll.
I don't think they will. I trust the Russos enough because Secret Wars has always been their personal favorite and something they said they always wanted to make. So I trust them enough on this.
More or less. And then Fantastic Four, I'm looking forward to.
I think it's going to be good.
Trailer personally. I wish that we had a little bit more of Galactus, because out of all things, Galactus is your big bad. But the fact that we only had 2 shots and we don't even you literally just see a shadow.
Think for a true teaser,
I don't like that.
I think that for a true teaser, they knew what they were doing, because they have 2 more movies coming out very soon that they don't want to overshadow. and we are going to. I think by the time Thunderbolts comes out, we'll have a legitimate Marvel Fledged trailer.
All right.
So that way
I'm
they
fine
can
with
put that.
as long as Silver Surfer's shown in the full-fledged trailer.
She definitely will be.
If she's not, I'm gonna have a problem.
They will
But
1,000%.
Other than that, I am looking forward to the movie.
Because same thing with Superman. They wanted to put their trailer out before the Super Bowl, so they didn't have to spend money on it. Because James Gunn is going to be doing some sort of thing with crypto at the Puppy Bowl, he said. So that way they, again, don't have to spend this much money because they know how much debt Warner Brothers is in right now with their like DC department. So yeah, next movie, Superman.
Do you see how much that Kill the Justice League lost them?
It's so much money.
$200 million.
So much money.
That's insane.
Allegedly, a new DCU game is starting development.
That's crazy. Because
But
Gotham Knights also lost the money.
Yeah, but Gotham Knights was actually good. I will down the hill. Gotham Knights was actually a good game.
I never
It's
played it, so
boring.
I can't give an opinion.
I
Brayden
can't
thinks
get
it's
into it.
boring, But
Anyways, sorry, got off track.
No, you're good.
who
Superman.
knows? You know, I mean,
I
Chat
think
is saying
Superman-
Brayden's wrong. Okay, I agree with Chat. Chat's got
Chat.
it. Okay.
I think Superman is going to be as good as it needs to be. Between the three of us,
Yeah.
have stated many times between the three of us, James Gunn has done a lot that has made us go, man, that was a really good decision.
Yeah.
He's done a lot so far that has made us go, what
Wow,
the
that was
heck
bad.
are you doing? That was a horrible
No,
idea.
it's not a good idea.
I think it's going to be aggressively mid.
Mikey is a Snyderverse
Lover.
lover, all things.
Okay, the
He'll
Snyderverse.
live and die on
There's
the
got to be a
sword.
different word than lover. Like, that's more intense.
He will breathe and die on the Snyderverse
intense.
sword.
He would sleep in a bed with Zack Snyder's universe. Not
Yes.
Zack Snyder, just the universe.
If you get like a Zack Snyder universe comforter and throw that on top of Mikey's bed
And a
with
body
some pillow
pillow?
casings
He's
in.
I think it's over exaggerating at this point.
and a Henry
alright?
Cavill body pillow.
Over exaggerating at this point. I think that the Snyderverse is phenomenal. Okay, I'll be the first one to admit that Zack Snyder's writing is not the greatest, but at the end of the day,
It's more than that.
he creates movies that are just good. And that's really all I got to say. I mean,
He
when we
creates
look at
created
movies that are
some
good
movies.
and
No,
terrible.
No.
Some.
Okay, when we like for instance, let's say Justice League. Okay, Justice League, right? Joss Whedon was the one who messed that up. All right.
No, he did mess
screwed it
that up. But we also need to remember that Joss Whedon isn't a terrible director. He made the first two Avenger movies.
He's a
He
horrible
also
director.
he also didn't scrap as much
Horrible.
as you think. He kept a lot of
He
stuff.
did keep
No,
out a
he
lot of
changed a
stuff.
lot of stuff. He added.
He did change a lot of stuff,
He
but
did
he
change
also
a lot.
he also didn't scrap as much. So I can't really say that Justice League is a Wheaton issue, nor is it a Snyder thing.
It's
It
a
is a
combined
it is a
issue.
Warner Brothers issue that
It
they
is
should have
a
just
yes.
waited and
It is
said
a
Zack Snyder
mission.
will wait for you to come back from your family issue, and then you could finish film.
Because here's
But
the
it's
other
a
thing:
mishmash.
Batman vs Superman wasn't that great.
No.
The theatrical is okay because
The theatrical is bad. The ultimate cut is better. But
No,
let's
the
not
ultimate
forget,
cut is
Zack
good.
Snyder was the one who cast Jesse Eisenberg to play Lex Luthor. That was his
Actually,
decision.
I don't hate Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I mean, I don't
He
like
played a
it.
great Riddler disguised as Lex
He
Luthor.
played a really, really good Riddler.
Oh yeah,
But
I feel like we said that multiple times before.
Yeah,
he played a
but
great
like
Riddler.
that was his decision. It was his decision to randomly bring in Gal Gadot and play Wonder Woman in a Batman vs Superman movie where Superman dies. It was his decision to do a bunch of stuff. So it's of time to officially put it to rest and say that
I
we
think the
are
Snyderverse was
mildly looking forward to Superman.
I think the Snyderverse is amazing.
My thing is, it's a lot of people that he's
I think
bringing
it's-
in
I
for
think
him to
it's a lot of
still
people-
say it's a Superman solo movie. It is a lot of side characters.
I mean,
I agree.
we've got Guy Gardner. We've
Yep.
got why Guy?
I will read
Why
off the
Guy
whole
Gardner?
list of heroes and villains. Lex Luthor,
Okay.
Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, Green Lantern, Hawk Girl, and then not counting like Ma Pa Kent, Jimmy Olsen, Eve Teshmaster, The Engineer, Rick Flag, Ultraman. Am I missing
Superman.
anyone? Superman. 10.
Now, if I'm not
That's a
mistaken,
lot of people.
if I'm not mistaken, isn't it Rick Flag Senior?
Correct.
Yes.
Because Joel Kinnaman's Rick Flag is still dead.
Who is Rick Flag in Creatures Commandos? I haven't watched it. Is that
Rick Flag
senior?
Senior?
I think it's the same
It's
person.
not the same. It's not the same. It's the same person that I'm assuming is Creature Commander because
No, it's the same. It's the same person. It's Rig Flag Senior. It's Frank Grillo.
yeah,
Mikey, have you watched Creature Commanders?
I've not.
No.
I don't have HBO Max anymore.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I don't have it either. I haven't watched. I've seen clips and stuff, but I haven't watched.
I've got to watch before I even watch like those shows. Like if I get HBO, I got other shows to watch before that. I'm not in any sort of rush to watch that.
I'm
show.
not in a rush either. It just looks like a random zany excuse for him to remake the Suicide Squad because James Gunn has trouble letting go of things. It's very
I'll be honest with
clear.
you,
True.
the only reason I watch it is for Weasel. Weasel carried the Suicide Squad. Okay, just those 2 scenes that he was in when we thought he died.
He had
in the
like 2
beginning,
seeds.
and
so
in
that's
the end,
another-
He carried it.
That's another thing with Superman is just like it's just a lot of people, and we haven't seen James ever make a project that is not a massive team up. The Guardians of the Galaxies, even in the later ones, they just keep pulling people in, even if it's random crap cameos with like Sylvester Stallone showing up for some reason. The Suicide Squad, where it was a billion
I will
people.
give him this.
With Peacemaker still had a lot of people.
True, it does a lot of people. I will give him this. With Guardians 3, he was able to bring in like Cosmo, who not a lot of people know, and it still made sense. If you didn't know about Cosmo, you definitely had a hard time, but it still wasn't that hard, and she wasn't that big of a usage.
No, but you have like in Guardians 2, where he brings that end credit scene with like the random side Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And then like he's just bringing in more people, and then the third where he's doing the same thing. He's bringing in the Sylvester Stallone group and like just
Right.
the Nathan Fillion cameos, and he's just dumping it constantly. He doesn't know how to make a small project, which worries me for later projects when he gets to the Batman movie and the Flash project and all of that.
Right. Makes sense.
So again, I think Superman is going to be as good as it needs to be to hit the ground running. I'm not actually expecting this to be a terrific movie. I'm actually expecting it to be as good as how I view Man of Steel, which is like a 7 out of 10. I'm not expecting
Steel's
anything more than that.
I view Man of Steel very low.
I'm
probably like a
I'm
2
the
out of 10.
mediator between you two.
Oh yeah, I'm a 2 out of 10. You're a 7 out of 10, and Mikey's a 10 out of 10. Maybe like a 9 out of 10.
No, like a 9. Yeah, actually, no.
Yeah.
8, 7.
I'm expecting it
8-7.
just to be like flat decent enough to make good in the box
I'm expecting
office.
it to be like 7.
I'm expecting it to outperform Fantastic Four, and I'm expecting it to get a good enough media presence. My thing is, there's just, like I said, there is a lot going on. There's also the giant monster thing that breathes fire that we saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much happening with this movie, and we've had one trailer, not even a teaser and a trailer, one trailer, and the dog. So that's what, 11, 12 people.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on in a movie that's not 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I'm going to go on the accusation. Or I'm going to say that Captain America is going to be a solid 5.9 out of 10.
that's low.
Thunderbolts is going to be 5.2. Fantastic Four is going to be 6.4. I think that Superman's going to be a 6.1.
But those are all so low.
Yeah.
Okay, so what would you give like Batman Begins?
Like an 8-4.
Batman Begins. Okay, I would probably give it
Okay,
like
not
an
Batman Begins. What would you give Dark Knight Rises?
8. Dark Knight Rises. Okay.
Like a
Because that's
7, 8.
perceived as the third.
I would give probably. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give probably Batman Begins. I'll probably give Batman Begins something like an 8.6.
I give it an
give-
8-4.
I would give.
I'm with you guys.
Dark Knight. I would give it probably like a 9.7.
I would say a 9.5.
I agree. 9-7.
And then I would give The Dark Knight Rises probably similar, something like an 8.7, 8.8 maybe. You know, I actually enjoyed
I
Dark
would
Knight
not
Rises
rate
a
it.
lot.
I enjoy it, but
I give
like,
it
there's
like
a
a
lot
7,
wrong
8.
with it. I would give it like a 7 flat. So that's where I'm expecting Superman and Fantastic Four to land. I'm expecting to land at 7 flat, and I'm expecting both Captain America and Thunderbolts to land at like a 6, 6.5.
I'm also
Right.
a huge Batman fan. To me, you know,
Batman's
you can't
just
really
cool.
make a horrible Batman
Right.
film other than the Joel Schumacher movies, which I forgive him. He apologized for his
Um,
horrible movies.
So
But,
anyway, in terms of movies, that's all of our superhero stuff out of the way. So conversation shouldn't go on as long.
We forgot one superhero movie. Henry Danger.
Okay.
It's already out,
It is?
and none of us are going to
Yeah.
watch it.
Came out in
Is it on
January.
Paramount Plus? Or is it
Probably.
on... Give me a
It's
second.
definitely on Paramount Plus. Which, anyway, while he's talking, other
Are you
movies coming
finding it
out.
right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's not going to want to talk about this. I talked to him about this before we started recording. So you and I can, as previously mentioned, the trailer today dropped for Jurassic World Rebirth.
Heck yeah.
And there's a lot of people on the internet complaining about how there's some stuff that's scientifically inaccurate and blah, 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 blah. Shut up. I want to go see a cool dinosaur on the movie screen.
Yeah, I agree. I don't care. It's dinosaurs, and
I'm going to
dinosaurs
watch
are
it.
cool. I don't need science in everything.
No.
I like the. I want to know. Maybe it's already been explained, and I just haven't seen it yet. I want to know where it falls. Like, so there was Jurassic Park, and there's stuff.
This is
and
at the
there's
end of the
Jurassic
timeline.
World. It's
It's
at
1
the
through
end.
3.
It's after 1, 2, 3.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is literally 7.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like, if it was one of those things where they have like, oh yeah, it's Jurassic Park, and then like this is Jurassic World with like
No.
Chris Pratt, and then like, oop, there's a branch one where it's like this is a different.
From
reality.
what I understand, this is following all of them. And their reasoning for going is like, it's basically one of those things where it's like, we think dinosaur DNA can help cure cancer or something like that.
Right.
Because they're going to another new island. This is the one, because this one is supposed to be heavily like based on the original book that it
Yeah, that's
was
what
written
yeah.
for. So they're going to the original. Okay, so I don't remember the island names, but
The
you have
original
Island 1,
park,
which is
yeah.
the first one that they go to where they build the park.
Yeah.
This one, which is the original testing site, which is
Yeah.
not the same one as Jurassic Park 3. That was
correct.
the backup island.
Yeah.
So this one has the original test subject for a genetically modified. So this is the first mutant before the Indominus that they're going to
Yeah.
run into. We're going to see both aerial and aquatic creatures in the wild.
Yep.
And then like all of the dinosaurs have like designs on them now. They all have like camouflage patterns and stuff. So it just looks sick.
I saw a thing, you might have seen it too, where it said that this movie, I don't know if it was to combine all three of these or if it was just there was a different dinosaur that was influenced by these, but
It's the same
T-Rex,
one.
Rancor, and the Xenomorph.
Yes.
That-
And from the snippets that we saw in the trailer,
Oh yeah, I saw a few of them.
it
I
looks
was like,
so cool.
I was watching. I was like, wow, that looks awesome. I'm more looking at this movie for special effects, and then just look.
I just want to have a cool dinosaur movie in theaters.
Exactly. I don't want to have a whole lot. I think that that's where Jurassic World was really good at.
The first Jurassic
one?
World is actually really, really good. I saw that one in theaters. That's a fun theater movie.
It's
The-
a good
the
one
next two
because
sucked.
it's literally just dinosaurs.
Yes.
And then when you keep making sequels, people try and make it more dinosaurs, but politics but feelings. Like no,
right.
just
No,
dinosaurs.
I just want dinosaurs. I want
that are
a
hungry.
scary,
That's all
bloody
I want.
dinosaur movie.
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
So I agree. I didn't have it on my initial list when we were going to do this episode earlier because I completely forgot. I thought it was next year because I didn't think they were going to do it this quickly after Dominion. I thought they were going to wait a little bit longer, but I'm still excited.
I think it's going to be good. I'm very excited. I had already spoken to Mikey about it. He said he's not a fan of like the franchise in general, so that's why I didn't care to get his takes. I'll skip that one because I know he's going to want to talk about it. Allegedly, Andy Serkis is making an Animal Farm movie. It's going to be like a motion capture. The original book. I don't know who wrote the original one, but like
George Orwell.
Okay, was it him? So yeah, that, and then he's making like a motion capture with a bunch of people. I guess like Kieran Culkin's going to be in it. It's supposed to come out at some point this year.
It's an
If
interesting
anyone
movie
knows
to
how
do
to
an
do
adaptation
mocap, it's
of.
Andy Serkis.
True.
So I guess he's
It might be
directing
one
and
that
starring.
I hear about, but I don't know if I'll see it in theater. But
I'll go see it if I have the movie pass because
true.
I'm
Why
sure
not?
it'll be interesting.
Probably.
Coming out soon, the final Mission Impossible. I think
When
I'm
is
the only
that?
one here that's like a big Mission Impossible guy.
Yeah,
It comes
I
out
have not
in
watched any.
May. You haven't seen any of them?
I have not seen a single one. They
I
are
watched
on
the
my
first
list.
one. Was okay.
The first one is like, it's a good classic. I don't
Right.
remember when it came out. 80s spy movie.
I remember you said that number
Do not
one's
watch the
good and
second one.
classic. Yeah,
Don't
you
watch
said
the second
no to
one.
2.
It's horrible.
3 and 4 are okay.
J.J.
5 is
Abrams comes back in the third one and saves the franchise. It's super dark. It's super gritty. It's super
Right.
fun. And then number 4 comes in. It's Brad Bird, the Incredibles director. He makes like a super fun, crazy stunts. That's when he climbs the tower. And then 5 comes in. It's the best of them at the time. Christopher Quarry becomes the solidified director. And they, once 4 ends, they have a solidified storyline that they run with for 5, 6, 7, and 8 with the same characters and story. They like really good. Mission Impossible Fallout has been now widely regarded as one of the best action movies of all time, and I 100% agree. It's so good.
All right.
I'm
I know that there's
so
going to be a trailer during Super Bowl. I'll probably
Mm-hmm.
watch the trailer because I just always like watching those kinds of trailers because they just look cool. I do want to try and watch all of them
You'll like them.
probably before, so that way I can eventually go to the theater.
You will
for it.
like them. I'm so excited for it. I will be seeing it in theaters. Another movie that was supposed to come out last December, Mickey 17, that I think we were all kind of looking forward to see over break.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're pretty disappointed when it got delayed. If you haven't seen it, there's been a bunch of news. Go watch the trailer for it. It looks
really
fun.
good.
I'm excited for it. When is it supposed to come out now? March? April?
I believe so. I think it was like
couldn't tell
March
you.
17th or something.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one. It just looks fun.
It looks like it's just a fun, like, independent movie that I like. Robert Pattinson. I'm growing to his stuff.
It's got a
so
great
I'm glad
cast.
that he's. Yeah, it has a really good cast, and I'm excited.
Yeah, speaking of fun movies,
Did you find the
Number
Henry
one looks
Danger
fun.
movie?
no, apparently wasn't logged into Paramount Plus on my TV, so I'm currently waiting on that login information. Speaking of the fun movies, it's coming out recently that looks pretty good. It's Love Hurts with
Ooh.
what's the name?
With Kei Kwan?
Sorry. Yes,
Kei Kwan. And
I think
Ariana
it's going to
not
be good.
the-
I think it's going to be fun.
I think it'll be fun. I think it's going to be one of those classic.
It's just going to be a stupid comedy.
It's just going to
action.
be a classic action comedy that's just like it's going to have its stupid stuff. It's going to have things that aren't going to make sense, but who cares? Just go watch. I'll probably watch it when it goes like streaming or something on like Prime
Yeah,
or whatever it is.
I'll probably watch it this week or next week, just because, like I said, I live
You have
right
your
next to a theater right now. I have a pass. I'll probably go see it.
You know,
give
that
you
must be
my
pretty
review.
nice. You know, just have a place.
I will
a
say-
theater that has like a movie
Regal,
pass.
shout out to you guys and your Monday mystery movies. Gotta love them. The Jack Quaid movie Companion was
Yeah.
the
Did you
last
watch
one,
it?
so I went and saw it. It's really good.
Is it?
Yes, a lot of
Okay.
twists that you don't see coming. Good action, very funny. Whether in parts where it tries to be and not. Definitely recommend. It's a very good movie.
Okay. All right. I've heard good things so
it's-
far. It doesn't seem like it's one that's been like in theaters a lot.
I think it might have just come out in theaters.
Okay.
Because obviously, for those who don't know, Regal Mystery Movie, they do a mystery movie before it comes out, so you just kind of show up. It gives you a runtime and a like MPAA rating, and then it's like just
Right.
show up, and then you figure out what it is. And so it was a lot of fun. I believe it's out right now. Let me check my Regal app. Yes, it is. Oh, Love Hurts is out now too. I might go see that this week.
Yeah, I thought it came out like this week. Didn't it come out? I might have
Probably
come out
last
weekend.
Thursday.
Yeah. Give me a
So yeah,
second.
but I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Trying to think. A movie that Joey can take over for, because I am honestly indifferent, is the live
Hold up.
action How to Train Your Dragon.
Hold up.
Ooh.
Hold up. Hold up.
Yeah.
Found it,
Did you
boys.
find it?
The Henry
it's-
Danger movie.
Oh my god. It fucking crashed. It crashed.
So,
Oh,
like we
it's up.
said, none of us are going to be able to watch.
Oh, I can watch it now. For the record, I didn't even watch Henry Danger the show, so
No, that show was
Everyone's blind.
after our time.
Oh yeah, way after mine. Because
I watched it because my brothers watched it.
yeah, well,
You
so
have
here's
younger
the thing,
brothers,
right?
but
Yeah. So I remember I didn't watch it like religiously, like I did, like Phineas and Ferb.
I've never
But
seen a speck of it.
Here's the thing, right? Brayden's older than me by like 3 months. Joey's a year old, or a year younger than us. But Brayden has had he has 2 younger sisters. I have 2 older sisters. So it's like, as he was having to watch shows out of his age range, like he was older and still watching kids shows, I was the exact opposite. I was younger, watching not like adult shows, but like at times
Shows
my
that-
sisters, they were watching
Right.
like Victorious, iCarly, and like Zoe 101, which
But you
know,
also grow up with stuff that your dad would show you, because being the other guy in the house. So you watched up with animated Justice League and stuff
oh
like
yeah,
that.
no, I mean
I
was
grew
just-
up
didn't have any of that.
watching
Those-
Dora the Explorer long past when I should have, because of my sisters, and watching Disney princess
I
movies and
mean-
stuff like that.
Hey, Disney Protection, our Princess Protection Program is a good movie though.
No, it's not.
I'll be honest with you.
I know it's
I've
not.
had
That's-
the Justice League animated series and the Batman DVDs for as long as I can remember. I don't even remember getting them. I just remember having them.
Right.
The
But
only
that's
ones
what
that
you got to grow up with.
Well, yeah, that's what I grew up with. Hence why I'm such a huge fan of DC Comics and Batman. I have a lot of positive memories associated with it. Hence why I'm 21 and still collecting action figures, because I did it when I was younger and I just never
You don't.
grew out of it.
So, How to Train Your Dragon. I am very excited for this movie. I love the first How to Train Your Dragon animated movie. I love the second one. I like the third one. How to Train Your Dragon is one of the best franchises that has ever been made in movies, at least in my opinion. And
This is where we differ. I am not a part of that community. I don't understand why people praise that trilogy so much. I think the first one is fine. I think the second one is fine, and I never watched the third one because it came out when I was like 15 or something.
I also really like the television show that was on Cartoon Network.
Never watched it.
I watched that as well when I grew up. I don't know what it is. The music is so good from John Powell. Test Drive, I listen to almost, I'd say daily, but it's probably not daily, but weekly. And I just love it. So the fact that they are so far in the trailer, everything that I've seen, they are basically making it a one of one so far, which I am completely okay with. If it is a one of one, that's fine. I do not want it to be that different from the original, and that the fact that they are doing so well with the trailer and how they're basically taking the things that happened from the movie, putting it in the
I think
trailer,
it
and it's
looks
live action.
Great.
I like it.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It looks great. I just could not care less. When does this come out, over the summer?
Yeah, I think it's like
Okay,
June.
so it sounds like we're going to be going to see this.
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing against seeing it. I just could not care less in the slightest.
I have fond memories of the first How to Train Your Dragon, because I remember seeing it in the theaters with my dad. I really, really liked the first one. I have not seen the second or the third one because I didn't care. Right, like the first one to me is like a great standalone film. So I don't really see the need
second
or the
one's good.
necessity of a live action. Right, we have the animated. It's perfect. Right, why mess with it? That's my thing. Why mess with it?
Like, I've enjoyed some live action adaptations to certain movies, but like this one I just didn't care, because you're not going to find somebody who has the annoying voice of the original Hiccup, and then when you go and you cast people that don't look like each other for the twins, it just confuses me.
Makes sense. I can understand that.
But like I said, it looks great and visually, and I'm probably going to end up going to see it with you if it comes up over the summer.
I think my main thing is
I'm not excited. I'm not counting the days, and like it could come out and I'd be like, oh, I guess it's out now.
I'm excited mainly for one moment and one moment only, because I love Test Drive so much.
I just want to see the free fall part.
All I want, because I never saw How to Train Your Dragon in theater. I only saw it outside of theater because I was young when it came out. I didn't have any interest when it came out.
I saw the second
literally
one
just want to be
in
sitting there.
3D randomly.
Really?
Yeah, weird experience.
It is a weird experience in 3D. I will not see it in 3D. I will see it in regular. But I just want to hear the Test Drive music in all its glory in the theater. That's it. And it could be because I'm just like a movie guy, movie buff, and I just love the theater. It's just an experience that I can't wait to have.
I'm not excited, but I probably will end up seeing it with you. A new movie that I do think a lot of people are really excited to see, which I am after seeing the original recently twice, is Wake Up Dead Man: A Knives Out Mystery, the third installment. Haven't seen the second one yet.
You have
the first one.
I didn't like the second one.
I haven't seen the second one. I will get there eventually.
The first one's better.
Because people have very mixed reviews on the second one. The first one is phenomenal.
The first one's awesome.
The first one is so good.
The second one is, I think, an acquired taste. I like it. I don't love it. I love the first.
I think the cast for this third one, is insane and arguably more stacked than the first.
So I don't want to spoil the second one because you haven't seen it yet, Brayden. But the second one,
it's a different kind of movie, right?
It is, and I watched it, and at first I didn't mind it, but the more I started thinking about it, the less I started liking it.
It's more of like a comedy in the second one.
Yeah, and that's what I was. Now,
the first one was like a drama, which felt good for it.
Well,
I've heard that this third one is more of a horror.
Yes, it's definitely supposed to be a thriller. And Benoit Blanc looks so cool with his long flowy hair and tuxedo.
The long hair. Yeah, I agree.
I will say, though, the second one has a phenomenal performance from Edward Norton, which, I mean, isn't uncommon. I think he pretty much has a phenomenal performance in almost every movie that he plays in.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much worth a watch in itself just for Edward Norton.
I like Leslie Odom Jr. in it, too. I just like Leslie Odom Jr., though. But
another movie for the summer, Brad Pitt's F1 movie. Very excited for this one. This might be my most anticipated movie of the year.
I want to be Brad
Top
Pitt.
Gun Maverick director. You have a great cast of Brad Pitt and Javier Bardem, and then Carrie Condon, who I have to apologize to because I thought it was Rebecca Ferguson every time I saw the trailer. It is not. And for you who don't know who she is, she voices Friday in the Iron Man suits. So getting to see her actually act, I'm just so excited. The movie looks like it's going to be so much fun.
Friday.
It's just, and I have no interest in F1 or racing in real life, but I love racing movies because they always do them well, like for cars or Ford v Ferrari. This movie is going to be so good in theaters.
I'm just excited to see because as you said, it's Top Gun Maverick's director, and he did great with showing F-16.
He did so good.
And showing how they fly and how they're using them and stuff like that. I'm excited to see how he's going to do it with F1 cars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My racing days are over, so, once you start racing, drag racing, man, racing movies kind of lose all appeal.
And then I only have a couple movies left on my list of just random things here or there. Until Dawn, they finally put out the trailer for it. I had talked about it for a while and explained the plot. I'm excited for it. The Accountant 2 is allegedly coming out. Mikey and I really like the original. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Joey.
I've never seen it, but it is on my list.
It's a good one.
Watch it. So, funny story about The Accountant. Brayden and I first watched it when we were in Florida, staying with his family friend, and he doesn't remember it at all.
Apparently, I watched most of the movie in.
We watched. I remember the exact scene in which, like when I watched it again, I don't know, it seems like 20, maybe 30 minutes at like max into the film, and I remember when it got on in that scene, like when I rewatched the movie, I was like, this is where Mr. Bill turned it on, right? I remember when he turned it on, this is where it was, right? Because I remember watching it, I remember him explaining the plot of the movie to us, like briefly.
I have no memory of this.
He turned it on. And I remember not too long ago, Brayden texted me going, "Hey man, I watched The Accountant for the first time. It was phenomenal." And I went, "What do you mean for the first time? We watched it in Florida." He's like, "No, we didn't. We watched Bridesmaids." And I'm like, "Yeah, the day before," or something like that. Like we watched it like the day before. Like, not all of it, just a good 80% of the film.
That's funny.
And that's really all I remember about The Accountant. Yeah. Well, I mean, not really, but that's the funniest memory that pops into my head is Brayden not remembering watching it while we were in Florida.
All right, trying to run through the rest of my list. We have Predator: Badlands, the new installment to the Predator franchise. It's set into the future. It's by the same guy who made Prey, which was the Hulu exclusive. Prey was very good. Mikey and I both like it a lot, so I'm excited for this.
So apparently there's also an Alien Earth show coming out on FX.
We will get to shows.
Well, okay. Well, I was just gonna say,
am I excited for
when
that.
when you brought it up, I remember looking it up, and apparently Timothy Olyphant is in it.
Yes.
I didn't know he was supposed to be in it. But anyway, go on.
We have The Running Man, which is a remake of the old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie with Edgar Wright and Glenn Powell. People love the original. I haven't seen it, but if it's really good, and then you have Edgar Wright and Glenn Powell, that has to be like a solid hit in my eyes. Trying to think. The Minecraft movie. We all don't want to see this movie, right?
Correct.
Thumbs down.
We're going to.
Okay.
It looks horrible. We're going to go see it.
We're going to go see it because it looks terrible, and we need to crap on it.
Yep.
Lilo and Stitch is coming out this year. I could care less. I'm not excited for it.
Really?
I don't love the original.
Well,
I don't think it looks good, and I think their castings for this movie are horrible.
I have absolutely no recollection
I just
of
love Stitch, so.
Lilo and Stitch at all.
90% of the castings for this live action are bad, and so I could care
haven't really
less.
seen the casting, so I can't really tell.
I was
The
very upset when they announced that The Rock would
casting
not
for
be
Nani
playing Stitch.
Does not look like Nani.
When
You have the British lady from Ted Lasso, the main Rebecca lady, is playing
Hannah
the
Waddington.
space lady. Is playing like the.
Oh, really?
She's like the president or whatever.
That
Zach
makes sense.
Galifianakis is one of the aliens. I don't really care for
That
him all
makes
the
sense.
time. And then the guy who's playing Mr. Bubbles is neither Samuel Jackson nor Ving Rhames, the original voice actor. So what are you doing?
Yeah, when I heard that they weren't going to be just painting The Rock blue and giving him like weird alien ears and he would be Stitch, I was done with the movie.
When Chris Pratt was not going to play Lilo, I was out on this movie.
I was also very upset with that, and I was also upset when they announced that Kevin Michael Richardson would not be an alien instead. What are you doing, man?
I will say, next movie that looks bad but is coming out this year, Mikey and I are very excited to the sequel of the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh hell yeah!
There's
Yay.
a sequel to it. I didn't know that.
That movie was horrible.
Okay,
I didn't watch.
Carl Urban
I've seen it
is going to be
3 times.
Johnny Cage. Carl Urban's going to be Johnny Cage.
No, he's
and
don't lie.
Yeah, they confirmed that.
and
Did these really?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's been confirmed
Oh
for a
god,
while
this
now.
is gonna suck.
Carl
It's been
Urban is
confirmed
going to be
from, like,
to be Johnny Cage, and when I heard that, I was like, look, I like Carl Urban a lot.
I like
don't
Carl
get me
Urban
wrong,
as much
but
as the next
what
guy.
the hell are you doing casting?
You gotta
him as
cast
Johnny
like Glenn
Cage?
Powell or like
I mean, naturally, look, this
Yeah,
is kind
he's
of
old.
some
basic
young
casting,
jocked guy.
and I don't know if he would like it, but Carl Urban should have been Kano. I don't know why he wasn't
That
Kano.
should have been the right casting.
But no, instead you go, let's make him Johnny Cage. Now maybe Carl Urban can surprise us because he just kind of blends into the roles, as we know.
The original
Yes.
movie is terrible, and the only good part about that is Hiroyuko Sanada as Scorpion because
It's terrible,
he's awesome
but
in
it's
everything.
very fun.
I've seen it 3 times, and I will never see it again in my life because 3 times was twice too many. And then the only movie that I have left that I really want to talk about, the ballerina Ana de Armas John Wick spinoff. In my eyes, this has the potential to be better than any of the John Wick movies. It's
I'm very
completely
excited.
separated, but it has plenty of world building that they can set up and do all the action they've learned from in 4 films. I just hope it's not aggressively long like John Wick 4 was.
John Wick 4. I have my issues with John Wick 4, but those we can save for another time.
Just kind of going down the list that I have of movies that weren't mentioned yet. Lilo and Stitch, I am excited for. I'm gonna hold caution to it right now, just because we've only seen Stitch. I haven't seen the other aliens. A, B, any other people actually in the world. I haven't seen the world, so I'm assuming there's going to be. I've heard rumors that there's going to be trailers at Super Bowl. So
Probably.
after Super Bowl, probably ask me and I can give you more of a definite answer. I'm just excited because I like Stitch. The other movies not mentioned, this one I'm pretty sure is December, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed, is Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
There's no way
It's
that
not-
comes out this year.
I'm not really, like, I wouldn't say I'm like, oh, I can't wait to go watch this movie, but I am going to watch
I will
it.
see it when it comes out.
I will see it when it comes out,
So
and I just like FNAF, so I'm interested to see where they take the second one. If they build a fort again, I might throw my television.
That was so stupid.
If they stop, if they do anything like that again, I might throw my television. The first one was not as gruesome as I thought it was going to be. The only thing I could say is give me a Matt Pat cameo again, just because. Out of all people, you should get a Markiplier and Matt Pat every single FNAF movie.
Markiplier was supposed to be the security guard at the very beginning, but he was making his movie, and scheduling conflicts, he said that he couldn't make it, so they just threw a random guy in there. Markiplier, hurry up and make your movie, because I want to watch it.
What if we had a Markiplier Matt Pat interaction cameo?
Oh, that'd be
I
awesome,
would like that
dude.
very much, but I don't think we're that lucky.
That would be cool.
I think they had some problems with production, with break-ins and stuff, so they were kind of on a setback last I heard. So I would be surprised if this movie came out this year.
My other one, there hasn't been a lot of news on it, so it's still slated right now for 25. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's hit to next year. Now You See Me 3. I really like
that movie. Is confirmed to come out this year. I just saw a Isla Fisher interview that she did for the movie, and she said it's going to be just like the first one, practical. It's going to be a thievery movie. I'm excited.
I'm excited just because I like the first two. I like the first one the most, and I go back to that. It's one of my.
They said they're going back to the original of more practical, less supernatural-y type tricks.
I like the second one, I like the first one the most. Keep it coming. They're bringing back a lot of the people from the other cast, so I'm excited. The next one, this one I believe is only a Netflix. The Electric State, which is a Russo brother movie.
I could care less, to be honest. I know it comes out soon.
I'm just interested because I like the angle, and it's Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown. I don't really know a whole lot about it. I saw there was a little bit of a scene release that I watched. It was funny, so it was one that I wrote down. I'm just interested.
I have
the next
problems
one,
liking Russo projects that aren't Marvel, because The Gray Man was incredibly boring, and they made something else that I can't remember that I didn't like.
You're incredibly boring.
Mikey, you haven't seen it either, and if you did, you didn't like it.
What?
Exactly.
The one movie that I just like, the stuff I've been seeing recently, and I feel like we've talked about this, Happy Gilmore 2.
I've never seen the original.
I wouldn't say I love the original.
This is why
I like the original. I like golf. I know that there's a lot of current golfers that are going to be in this movie. I just got something on my TikTok from the PGA.
Scotty Scheffler is going to be in it, I know.
Scotty's in it, Rory's in it, Tiger's in it, Justin Thomas is in it, Jordan Spieth is in it. So many top golfers are in it. So I'm just excited to see that. I also found a picture. Travis Kelce's in it. I also found a picture that they released the other day of Bad Bunny is the caddy. That's just funny to me. So I'm just excited to go into the theater, laugh, have
I
a
don't
good
think
time.
it's going to be in the theater. I think it's a Netflix movie.
Oh, you're right. It is a Netflix.
Oh.
Either way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna be excited to sit down and watch it.
I never saw the original. I have my gripes with Adam Sandler comedy, so I probably will never see it.
If I remember correctly, Happy Gilmore Productions, which is the production company that Adam Sandler runs.
I think it's called Happy Madison. Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Sorry, Happy Madison.
Yep.
That production company, I believe made an 8-movie deal with Netflix and then doubled down on it. So they had to make 16 movies for Netflix. So
which is why I'm not looking forward to it, because that's just yikes.
Crap! What movies were they? You had
Murder Mystery and Murder Mystery 2, Hubie Halloween.
Which all three of those are bad.
Whoa!
Murder Mystery is good.
First Murder Mystery.
Hubie Halloween is okay. Murder Mystery. Hubie Halloween, I'll give it good. It's good.
Every year.
Murder Mystery 2 is bad. I will give you that. It is bad.
You also had Sandy Wexler, The Ridiculous Six.
Ridiculous Six is stupid. I couldn't finish it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't know what else.
Shoot, I'm blanking on. Oh, you had Hustle. But I'm blanking.
Hustle
on
was good.
Hustle was good.
What was the name of that one? Because I love it. It's
Use your words. Describe it.
the one with the wedding where Chris Rock, his like son is getting married to Adam Sandler's daughter in the movie. It's like the week of or something like that.
Oh,
Oh,
I
it's
don't
great.
know what you're talking
It's
about.
great. If you can find it, I recommend it. It's so funny.
All right. My last movie, I would say this is my most anticipated. I'm not really anticipating a lot of movies this year.
I think I'm anticipating 3.
This one, I'd guess, is the only one I'm really... Well, actually, I take that back. How to Train Your Dragon, I'm anticipating. But this one, I'm anticipating, and I hope to God that we get a trailer, but I don't think we will after recent news of it, is Michael. The Michael Jackson biopic.
We are definitely not getting a trailer based on... I don't think they legally can put out a trailer.
No, definitely not. They released a statement the other day. By the other day, I mean, like, I think it was like a week or two ago, that they made the movie. This is so dumb on the Michael Jackson estate. They made the movie with basically the third act being all about his court stuff, court proceedings.
Nobody wanted to see that.
With this child, I forget what the whole thing is, but it's
Yeah,
like
the
when he
whole-
had his child molesting or whatever thing going on, they have that as their third act. One, that's a terrible idea for a third act for a Michael Jackson biopic movie. Terrible idea. And two, they signed like an NDA or something, basically saying that they cannot use this kid's like name,
like the actual kid or anything.
the story, the anything. They can't use any of it in movies, books, television shows, documentaries, nothing. They can't use any of it. Therefore, the entire third act of this movie, they cannot legally put out unless
I
they
don't
want
know
to pay
why
off.
they thought it was a good idea to make that part of the movie. Didn't they already say it was going to be 30 plus songs that they were going to put in this thing? I
Yeah,
thought the entire
so-
movie was going to be
songs.
I thought it was going to be rags to riches the whole movie, and then it was going to end with him making like black and white with Macaulay Culkin, and like that was going to be the end of the movie. We didn't have to get
That-
into any of the courtroom
That's
stuff.
what I was kind of...
I have no idea why they decided that was a good idea.
Jackson.
I don't know. I just... The whole thing... it made me upset because this movie's it was slated at least for April, and technically it still is, but at this point it's got to be delayed.
It's coming out in the fall at the earliest.
at
at
the
the
earliest, but I don't even
earliest.
think that. It's probably going to
This
be the
is probably not going to be till
26.
next. Yeah, a 2026 like summer release
So yeah,
because
that's why I kept it on the low of this, because it was one that I was expected, and when I made this list that's in my notebook was when that news didn't come out.
either way,
so-
this movie is going to be in financially trouble because either they reshoot an
It's
entire
also
third
Warner
act,
Brothers, so
either they reshoot the entire third act after rewriting it, which is a lot of money,
it's
or
a lot of money.
they pay a lot of money for a lawsuit and they put the movie out as is, and then people get pissed about the third act and they lose a bunch of money in box office. There is no way this movie
There's
makes
no-
a legitimate good it may
It may
make
make
a profit.
good profit. Just
It's
because
not gonna make
Michael
a
Jackson,
good profit.
But it's not going to make a profit now because they have
once
to do
reviews
these
start
reshoots.
coming out for this stuff, they're going to be too far in debt to make a
Yeah.
good profit off of it.
Yeah.
Agreed. So that's kind of my movies.
Mikey, did you have any other movies?
I look forward to it.
I do have one that I would like to
Okay.
point out.
Really?
But first, I would like to get a word from our sponsor. This episode of Stay Tuned Podcast is sponsored by Infit Outfitters, the premier inside outerwear. Visit www.infitoutfitters.com.
What are you doing?
Stay tuned 15 for 15% off your purchase.
You're
plus
not
free
getting a
shipping.
sponsorship by them.
That's pretty. It's a pretty good deal, now, isn't it, Joey? 15% off plus free
You're
shipping.
not
great
getting
deal.
a sponsorship
Thank
by
you.
them.
Anyway, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe and ring that bell for notifications. Stay tuned.
Just to be clear, it's not a real.
We are
Coupon.
not. No,
We are not sponsored.
we do not
Mikey's
have a
just
sponsor.
making this up. Don't look that up.
And please, if you like our channel a lot, please check out our Patreon,
Which we don't
at
have.
Stay tuned, the pod. Anyway, the one movie that I'm looking forward to is the Community movie.
It's
it
not
comes
coming
out.
out this year. We're not getting it. We were
This is all
supposed to
about-
have this movie last fall, and we didn't get it.
What is life all about then if I'm not getting my damn Community movie?
Because everybody is so successful that they have their own scheduling conflicts, and this movie is never going to be made. Whether it's Joel McHale with his 5 different comedy shows, Danny Pudi, Donald Glover being a musical problem, Ken Jeong. This movie is not getting made for a long time.
I was gonna say, you gotta also realize that Donald Glover released a new album recently and is already committed to doing a tour. That's one, and 2, still has to make that Lando series for Star Wars that they announced like
That's
8
not
years
happening
ago.
anytime soon.
There's no way that's happening anytime soon, and he's supposed to be like the main guy for it. And
Because they're supposed to split it between him and D. Bradley, or not D. Bradley Baker. Yeah, they're supposed to split it between Billy D. Williams. It's
Billy D.
because
Williams
it's supposed to be
and
the
him.
old
It's
and the
supposed
new
to,
ones.
like,
Billy D. Williams is going to die before they actually put this show into production, and
You're
they're not going to
gonna
be able to
die.
make it.
Did you say you're gonna die, Mikey?
I did, yes.
He's just old. He's going to die of natural causes
old.
before this show ever gets made.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Television shows. Hit me.
to quickly run through Alien Earth, Aliens, they're finally coming to Earth. It's set in the future. Looks fun. I'm
Very
excited.
excited.
FX has been on a roll recently. Speaking of FX, the new season of The Bear is coming out this year. One of the best shows out right now. Cannot be more excited for The Bear.
Agreed. Love the bear.
Disney stuff that's coming out. Andor Season 2, one of the best pieces of Star Wars media we've gotten in a long
Can't
time.
wait.
So
Oh my
excited
gosh,
for
I
it.
love Andor.
We need a
Love
legitimate
Andor.
trailer. Daredevil is coming out very soon. Very excited. They're going back to rated M for mature stuff. Looking forward
yeah.
to it. The Last of Us Season 2. I love the first season. I'm excited to see how they do it. It's having some negative views right now. I understand why, but I'm still excited for it. Allegedly, we're getting Gen V Season 2 at some point. Don't know when that's going to happen.
I don't
Probably
think
going
that's
to be
gonna
in
happen.
like November. They have to make
I was
it
gonna
before
say-
they make.
Yeah, isn't like season 5 supposed to be coming out this year?
Nope, we're getting
Well, it's
season
Gen
2
V
of Gen
season
V
2
first,
and
but
then
because
5.
it's
But I
supposed
thought-
to set
thought
up
they already-
season 5 of The Boys, much like the last season did. But they still have to figure out how they're going to write that one character off screen because he passed away
yeah.
due to like a motorcycle accident or something.
Yeah.
So they've
Sorry
kind of
about
been in writing hell because of that. Tomorrow, Invincible drops. I am going to watch it. I'm not necessarily excited
watch
for it.
I am going to watch it tomorrow. I'm actually off, so I'm going
I
to
will
watch it as
watch
soon
it
as
over
I
the
wake up.
weekend.
As I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch it as soon as I wake up. Then I'm going to go get lunch and come back and rewatch the episode.
There's going to be
There's
3
3.
episodes.
Oh shit, you're right. So I'm going to watch the first 2 episodes, then go get lunch and watch the 3rd episode, and then rewatch
Yeah.
all of them.
And then watch Henry Danger.
Oh no,
And
I've got
then-
that up right now. I'm watching this as soon as we get off.
And then the final show that I could really, because it's hard to keep track of some shows. The final one that I'm actually going to watch is the Stranger Things final season, because like every episode is going to be like an hour long, and there's going to be like 8 to 9 to 10 hour long episodes. I'm not
Okay.
one of the crazy nerds. I don't think it's one of the biggest or best shows in the world, but like I enjoy it for what it is, so I will watch them.
I watched, I think, 6 episodes of Stranger Things, and I didn't really care for it.
It's not for everyone. I understand
I just
that.
don't really
Like
care for
it
it.
is,
Not-
you either like it or you don't.
Not
So
to mention the time it was kind of coming out. I was watching.
you didn't like it because it
Supernatural.
was being pushed by everyone.
Well, yeah, and then by the time like I was finally done with Supernatural, it kind of got big, really big, and it was kind of I was just on the kind of. I just watched 15 seasons of a show about the Supernatural. I don't really want to watch another one.
Which is
Right.
And then by the time season 4 came out, which is the
it's
most
just
recent
too
one,
late. I know you. Well,
It's
and
just-
with how the later seasons are, Mikey, you won't like it. So
Everyone
you just
was
better
going
not
on.
start.
yeah, everyone was going on about it. It really made me despise the fan base and the show. And
The
then
fan base is
everything-
insufferable.
And then everything got spoiled. And then the whole Chrissy wake up stuff. I'm gonna find
The fan base
whoever-
is insufferable.
I'm gonna
but
find whoever.
Nothing is cooler than
made
going
that.
into a dimension that is supposed to be hell and just ripping Metallica.
I just hope you know
Sure.
that I'm going to find whoever made that damn Chrissy wake up song.
Joey, any shows that you?
Well, I don't know. Did it
There
actually
are other
successfully
big
meet-
shows coming out. It's just like I could care less. Like it's the Game of Thrones
Not-
spinoff that I never saw Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
and it's like the new Severance season. So it's like I could care less.
Not a whole
Severance is a
lot.
great show.
The only other one that wasn't mentioned that I wouldn't say I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna sit down every episode. I mean, I probably will, but I'm not gonna be like overly hyped. Is Phineas and Ferb? They're two seasons.
Is that supposed to come out this year?
It's supposed to be this summer. I don't know.
We
I'm
just
very
don't get
excited
any
for it.
news for it.
Yeah, there's no news on it. There was a poster that was released sometime in like November or December last year.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it just because I grew up with Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't think there was any new Star Wars shows other than Andor season 2. You mentioned that. I don't think there's anything
I need
else.
to watch
in
Skeleton
those.
Crew. People are saying
Me
that
too.
it's very good and it's
I
everything
do need
Star
to
Wars
watch.
fans have asked for, and that like the fan base has just ruined themselves. But like people are saying it's really good.
Okay, good.
I
I'll
need to go watch
tune
it.
in.
I'm actually looking forward to it.
All right. Any other 2025 previews, or are we gonna jump right into our game?
I think we can jump right into our game.
I don't know as far as the previews go, but as far as video games go, because I know we do
Ooh, yeah.
kind of talk about video games. But not really, I can tell you that Doom: The Dark Ages comes out, I believe, March 15th, and I'm looking forward to that. I absolutely love the Doom franchise.
Getting
that's the
some
only game
mixed
that-
reviews online.
I have my concerns about it, and I've expressed them with Brayden. I don't know. I think we're kind of following a similar path with the original Doom games, right? You know, we go, hey, here's these ultra-violent, super fast-paced games, to the third installation being, hey, here's like this weird horror game, and slow-paced horror game, which I feel like Doom: The Dark Ages might follow up on, but I think it'll be good. So I think that's the only video game that I can think of. Oh, and the new Ghost of Tsushima game.
Oh, I am
has
excited
its
for when
wings.
that eventually comes out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ghost of Yotai or something like that.
Ghost of
Fine.
Yotai, yeah. Looks fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
So to get into our game, last episode we played Connections. It was Brayden against me. Mikey gave us it. It was Maggie Gyllenhaal to Jack Black.
That's what it was.
I won that one, and we're doing it like King of the Hill. So
Ready to be
Brayden is now in charge of giving us two actors, actresses, whatever, and we have to connect them. Mikey against myself.
All right. If you don't remember the rules, refer to the previous episode. Today's actresses, you have to connect Megan Fox to Ethan Hawke.
Megan Fox to Ethan
I believe I did it in 4.
Hawke.
Are we going points off of actors or movies? I don't remember.
Who knows?
I think we did it off actors. I had
It doesn't
4
matter.
last
It's
time.
going to be the shortest chain.
It was movies.
Okay, so then...
Yeah, 4 movies.
I did it in 4. And then I had the internet check it. I believe that's the shortest you can do it.
I'll be
It's
honest with you.
4 movies.
I don't know. I don't think I can like. I can't really name like Ethan Hawke movies like that, and like movies.
It's
Like I can name movies that he's in. I just can't name other actors that he's in, with those movies. And the same thing kind of with Megan Fox. I can name movies that she's in.
It's
just not
easier
with
to
other
start with
actors.
Megan Fox. It's easier to go through the Rolodex of her movies than it is the Ethan Hawke ones, because Ethan Hawke's been in a lot of older stuff.
He has been in a lot of things.
There's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes
along just to end it.
The annual power of our generation.
Now we can finally stop doing blueprint cookie cut episodes. We
Yeah.
can be original and creative.
We could be creative.
Um,
I
We-
think I did it in 2.
No, you didn't.
I think I did.
Text me. Text me.
I don't have anyone yet because I can't think of it. I think
Hold on.
we really need a
Mikey,
golf
just
episode.
go start with the basic of what you can do, and then just see where if you can cut out
I can't.
chunks.
I legitimately cannot name movies.
Go
with Ethan
from
Hawke.
Shia LaBeouf in any of
Well,
the
that's what I thought.
Transformer movies.
Okay, I thought, hey, Megan Fox to Shia LaBeouf with Transformers, but I just can't think of any other movie. I can't think of movies with Ethan Hawke in it like that. Honestly, I can only name like 2 or 3 Ethan Hawke movies from in the get-go. I can only name where he's in. I believe it's Old. Is that the one he's in? He's in like some movie in the beach. He's in The Black Phone, and then he's in, The Purge.
I did it in 2.
How?
I did it in 2.
Mikey, you can give up whenever you want.
Well, I've already given
Okay,
up.
I started in the
I
same
looked it up
movie you
because I
did,
already gave
Joey.
up.
Okay.
Okay. So, should I bring us back and just say that Mikey gave up?
Do we even want to cut it? That was pretty quick.
Give me a second.
You can trim out a good, like, 5-10
me a
minutes if you want.
I was so surprised because at first actually, I'll explain. I'll explain in a minute.
Hold up.
I started the same way, but I had a pre-planned route of 2 movies of how to get to Ethan Hawke. So I only had one route. I've also never seen the movie that you and I started with, Joey. So I'm basing it off of one specific actress that I know is also in that, and that was the only way I could jump.
See, I've seen the movie, so I that was kind of where my mind.
I've never seen it, so I was basing it off of, because otherwise I only know she's in Transformers, and there's nobody else in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies that I could possibly branch off from. Because Alan Richman's in them, but he doesn't do movies, really, except for
really
Ungentlemanly Warfare, and I could not figure out how to get from him to Ethan Hawke quickly.
I legitimately could not think of any Ethan Hawke movies.
There's Dead
Are we
Poets.
giving up?
There's what?
Dead Poets
He's in Dead Poets
with
Society?
Robin Williams. He's
did
the
not
main
know that.
character.
I've never seen Dead Poets Society.
He's like the main character. That's how he got famous, was that movie.
Dead Poets Society looks like a horrible movie.
What?
I know
Dead
we're
Poets
cutting it
Society
out,
is
so
awesome.
I'm just saying shit at this point because we're just cutting it out.
Do you not like Dead Poets?
I've never
Like
watched
unironically?
it.
Oh, okay.
I just said I never watched it. I just think it looks
Oh, I thought
horrible.
you said it's a terrible movie. It's a great movie. Okay.
Yeah, I
So
gave up.
should I just bring us back?
Hold on.
Sure.
I'm just going to say I got it in 10.
Okay.
And then I'm going to muck my answer.
All right.
Okay. So Joey, you actually have to edit this now.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, everyone. Welcome back. Both of our contestants have finished their games. From what it sounds like, Mikey's is going to be a little longer. So, Mikey, how about you start?
I ought to mark my answer because I know Joey won. I got it in 6. So, Joey, have fun because you're going to remain the winner.
So, I did it in what I thought was the fastest. I started in Jennifer's Body with Amanda Seyfried.
Yep.
Took her
That's what I
into Mean Girls with Lindsay Lohan, who was in Freaky Friday with Jamie Lee Curtis, who was in Knives
Phenomenal
Out with
film.
Daniel Craig, who was in Glass Onion with Ethan Hawke. And that was the path I took.
Ethan Hawke is in Glass Onion?
Yeah. He's that.
He makes a
he's that,
small appearance.
He's that guy that's on the beach. That's just like there.
Oh!
He's that guy.
Didn't I know. Oh, Joey, I know what you did.
No,
you don't know what he did. He didn't go through that route.
No, I know what he did. Did you do shoot, Megan Fox is in a movie with Edward Norton, who's in Glass Onion with Ethan Hawke.
I didn't.
Oh,
do
does
that,
she
but
really
that is
share
a
an
good
Edward
one.
Norton movie?
Yeah, she shares an Edward Norton movie. Or she's in
Oh,
a
so
movie.
you could have tied Joey with 2 movies.
I completely. I forgot he was in Glass Onion. But what movie are they in together?
Okay, so Joey, you did in 2. Go ahead and walk us through yours.
So I started out with Megan Fox in Jennifer's Body. I immediately thought Chris Pratt is in this movie, and Chris Pratt's in a lot of movies. What can I could either get him for voice acting, or I could get him in actual acting. So where can I go? And I I'm thinking of Chris Pratt. At first, I went Lego Movie because I was gonna think of going the Will Ferrell route.
That's a good
see
poll.
if I could find something in that area. Then I started thinking of Ethan Hawke in like Dead Poets and some other action movies, and then I thought of Magnificent Seven, to which I then go, Chris Pratt's in that one, done, and then that's
the connection.
That's it. So, yeah, Megan Fox is in Jennifer's Body with Chris Pratt, and Chris Pratt is in Magnificent Seven. I can't even say it because I'm stuffed. With Ethan Hawke.
All right,
So,
so
I
looks like Joey is now on a 2-0 win streak.
2-0 win streak, baby.
See, I forgot that Chris like Ethan Hawke was even in the Magnificent Seven. I legitimately could not think of Ethan Hawke movies.
See, this was me with Maggie Gyllenhaal when I watched Donnie Darko last night, and I said, man, that would have been some nice information to know that Maggie Gyllenhaal was in a movie, because I can't name anything with her. Not that I think I would have beaten Joey, because I think you did it in like 3 last week. So
I did it in 4, I think.
Next episode, you're going to see me and Joey taking each other on. Mikey's going to give us our 2 connectors. Anything else that we can add? I don't think so.
No. We kind of said in the break that we are now free of cookie cutter episodes. So now we can kind of come up with our own things. We can do our own stuff that we've already come up with and that we're just waiting to pump out.
Be on the lookout for games. I am slowly piecing together a pop culture Jeopardy for the boys to take on.
For the record, I figured out, I forgot what the movie was. It was The Dictator. Megan Fox was in The Dictator with Edward Norton. And then Edward Norton.
So
with...
you could have tied Joey with 2 movies.
If I would have thought of, I don't know, other Ethan Hawke movies. You know what, Brayden? I'm just gonna screw you guys over next week and think of one that's probably impossible. I'll figure one out.
He's gonna give us like Gene Wilder and then like Tom Cruise and like have us.
I'm waiting for it to be like Julia Andrews and Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is not going to be as hard as you think without superhero movies.
Who's in like absolute?
I guess
Quentin Tarantino to Kevin Michael Richardson. Good luck, guys.
Tarantino's in To Dusk Till Dawn with George Clooney, and I just opened up the Clooney multiverse. So
Kevin Michael Richardson. Good luck.
On that note, I guess we'll see you all in the next one. Stay tuned.
I hate John Lennon and mangoes.